Hello and welcome. My name's Jenny and I am videoing for my YouTube channel, Chi Connections. I don't do many videos, so please forgive me. I'm not an expert, but when I feel there's something important to say, I like to put something out. So today I want to talk a little bit about intuition. Because I've heard a lot of people saying, oh, you should rely on your intuition all the time. And yes, to an extent, maybe. I'm going to explain the way I see it, and I'm going to use this jar and some stones to help me explain the way I see it. You see, when we're born, we have a soul, which is pure white light. These marbles represent that. Okay, so there's our soul being born. And so we have a set of values and morals that are born within us. The problem that I have with that is that we have these bodies that are heavy, and this sand represents our heavy bodies, and it kind of covers that a little bit. It mutes the light down, and it makes it more difficult for us to be of pure light. If we only ever got light information, we'd be fine. We'd have lovely light bodies, we'd be always in light, and we could use our intuition perfectly. But the way I see it, over time we haven't always had that perfect light given to us. If there was something dark, our bodies would reject it straight away. It's not light enough. But if it was something that was quite light but not quite right, it's light enough for us to accept it. So we accept it, and we can accept more because we've accepted the first one, and we can keep on accepting these not quite light bits of information and these not quite light morals. Then once it's got enough, we can get darker and more lies fed to us that we accept, and our souls start to get a bit darker. It's no longer just pure white light. It gets darker and darker, and as it gets darker, we are less likely to accept the perfect light. And eventually it gets dark enough that we do accept these darkness, these immoral feelings, these truths that are not truths, the parts of us that were never meant to be part of us. And they build up until actually it's very difficult now for us to be of light. So our intuition is now not governed by the soul it was meant to, and that soul can't necessarily help us very easily because it's covered in so much heaviness that it's difficult to get through. And I think what's been happening lately is people have got a bit disillusioned with people coming up with premonitions and promises that haven't come true, because in order to get back to this, there's got to be darkness with a little bit of truth. It's got to slowly work back the other way, and it's got to slowly start to get in more and more truth in, until we can get the almost truths. And I think what we're getting now is people that are getting almost truths, but not everyone can accept those, because they're so full of the darkness, they're not allowing that in. And they've got so disillusioned with promises that haven't come true as yet, that they're giving up. But what you've got to do is keep allowing those part truths in. And instead of just relying on intuition, start researching. Don't trust what other people say for yourself. Listen to them. Allow it in if you feel it's right. But if you don't, and you're not sure, research. Because that's the only way we can then start allowing the full white light truths back in. And it's the only way that we can really start trusting our intuition. And I think now, very soon, we're going to start getting some of these full lights truths coming out. And it's time for people to start researching. Don't rely just on your intuition, because it's not going to work for you, because we've had too much darkness in us, and it's not just one person or another, it's all of us, me included. We've all got that darkness inside of us, and we've all got to fight through that to get through to the light. It's a hard job, and the hardest thing is to accept that we've made mistakes, to accept that we've done things slightly wrong in the past, and to admit it, not just to other people but to ourselves. That's even harder sometimes, but that's what we've got to do. Don't just go blindly following people without checking facts, because more bad information is going to get shared, which shouldn't be shared. Be careful out there, guys. Love always.